As Manitobans grapple with these snowy weather conditions, we have a great story of a neighborhood that responded to some stuck first responders. It happened in the Winnipeg suburb of Sage Creek. Fire truck and an ambulance were mired in the snow, and the response turned out to be a community effort. Nelson Camp was part of it. And Nelson, tell us the story. What happened when you noticed the fire truck was stuck?
Hey, good evening. It was a great day for us to help in the community. And, you know, we were having a slower morning with school being closed, drinking our coffee a little bit slower. And one of my 3 children said, "Papa, I think I see a fire truck out in the front on the street." And sure enough, I took a look and I noticed that the fire truck, he wasn't able to go forward or backwards. He was hung up on the snow. And so we were heading out to do some shoveling, and we went to see what we could do to help. And there were many community members that joined outside, and we noticed that there must have been an emergency medical situation at one of our neighbors down the street. So the ambulance arrived shortly thereafter, and they couldn't even make it down our street due to all of the snow, Ian. So we were able to help and clear a path for the gurney because they weren't even able to access the emergency situation. And it was great for us to be able to help the first responders who already have a difficult job, but these variables made it even more difficult for them.
Yeah,
so
we're looking
after that,
sorry to jump in. We're just looking at some of the pictures of that neighborhood. So let's go step by step here. First of all, the fire truck. I feel like it's not easy for a fire truck, big heavy fire truck, you know, with the proper tires, to get stuck in the snow. And so it's probably not easy to dig it out. How much work did that take?
It was quite a process, but we were all determined to help. You know, they're the first ones on the scene to help us, so it was great for the community to rally together and see how we could help them. It took around 45 minutes digging out underneath the truck, and there was 2 or 3 failures to launch before we could actually get it to go. I offered to push, but they didn't seem to think that would help too much, but we did manage to get it out with the teamwork.
And so now the gurney, you mentioned the ambulance couldn't even make it to the home of the person who had the medical emergency. What was involved in clearing a path so that they could get the stretcher in and out?
Yeah, it was about 150 meters to 200 meters of snow that was 2 to 3 feet deep, and moving that all by hand was quite a challenge. But, you know, I think there was about 14 or 15 of us that were all together working. And, you know, through teamwork, we were able to do it and allow the paramedics to get in and do what they had to do, and then get the neighbor having the medical emergency to the proper services. We did have some trouble with the ambulance. It was kind of a one-way trip, and they weren't able to move or turn around. So once we dug out about a half hour around the ambulance, we were able to help them get out and get on their way as well.
Well, great that you guys did this. It must feel really good, eh? Not even just you and your family, but to have a whole, you know, neighborhood come together like that must make you feel good.
Well, we enjoy the fact that we're able to participate, and, you know, that neighbors all want to help. It just encourages me to know that there are people wanting to rally together and see a need, and all get behind that mission together. We had, you know, kids as young as 12 years old helping out, and seniors in their 60s and 70s come out and help as well. So it was just a great way to bring everybody together, different backgrounds, different languages, and we were all working towards the same goal to help our precious, you know, first responders that already work so hard.
What a fantastic story, Nelson. Winnipeg resident Nelson Camp, part of a neighborhood effort to get a fire truck and ambulance on their way. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ian.